Sean, hey, this is Daniel Reed. I had a great time with you and Sarah when you guys were out here. Glad you guys were able to make the trip out and make an adventure out of it, as well as stop by and see us old friends. I'm glad the kids got to meet you too. Looking forward to the next run-in we have together as well. I also just watched all of the 58 by 58 videos, and they're pretty cool. I think that's a great goal, and I'm glad you guys were inspired. I especially liked the Origins one, and just how it's really going to be a help to reconnect and rekindle a passion that's inspired by God's creation. I think that's pretty great. I wonder what is it about the nature that inspires you, and that is it a quality time thing that you get to do something together? Is it just the awe and wonder of creation? Is it getting away from everyday life? Just thought I'd ask. I tend to be a city guy myself. I love being in downtown regions and fun restaurants, hole in the walls, in little neighborhoods that have great little places that you'd never know about unless you happened upon it. That tend to be what I would do when I studied in London. I would a couple times I would go out walking from where the flat was that my roommates and I lived in, or I'd go take the tube, the subway out to a stop that I'd never been to, and go out and walk around, and because you could always find another tube stop, so you could always jump back in and get back to where you needed to go. But the more you wander, the more fun things you find, especially in some of those big older cities. So I like the city life. I like the energy of all the people around. I like the people watching of how many different types of people do gather in a big city. And even in San Diego, where it's not the biggest of cities, but big enough to gather an interesting crowd, especially depending on the weekend. But, I think that's a fun thing for me. But everybody's a little different. Thanks for sharing on where your life is right now. We're kind of at a bunch of beginnings here, beginning of the school year, so academically at work for me, that's a big deal. Our little guy started his first day of preschool today at a young, early age. That was exciting. Our big guy goes into his first day of second grade on Thursday. So all these beginnings, Sarah started work a couple weeks ago because of the year-round schedule. All these things, we're gearing up to see what God has in store for us this year. I also appreciated tying in the Graft brothers, and I agree that it's amazing how God's inspiration of grafting us into His family, into the greater family of the church and of His people, that we can express that and experience that in peace, in pieces, through our own adoption experiences. So I hope that's what comes across. Hope you're having a great day. I'll talk to you later, John.